Guess who's back? Back again. Mando's back. We think. Not clear. Welcome back, everyone, to our Star Wars Plus live reaction review of the Book of Boba Fett, titled
Mutiny on the Bounty Hunter.
Speaking of bounty hunters... God damn you, Twitter, and god damn you, Facebook, and god damn you, Internet. This is the first time we did not watch the show, like, on the premiere date, and we didn't think we were missing much, because so far, everything's been lackluster, and yeah, I may have seen, like, one or two things, like, leak, but it wasn't anything huge. But this, dear God, figures, right? Again, I don't know for certain what's going to happen. I avoided spoilers like the plague all damn day, but I have a pretty good idea of who we're going to see in this. And I mean, considering the title, you know, it's all the more obvious. And that is...
Return of the Mandalorian.
Yes, apparently this show is doing that bad, they need to bring Mando back in just to up its level a little bit. Not that I'm saying it's a bad thing. I love any chance to see Mando. I mean, we're definitely looking forward to Season 3 and what that brings.
But the fact that the show itself can't stand on its own without having to have the spin-off that it's spinning off of, come back to give it the credit it needs. It's like, that's saying something.
Yeah, because last episode, while it was better than the previous one with the Teenage Cyberpunk Power Rangers, it still was really uneven. It definitely dragged, and while we did get one or two cool scenes to watch, for the most part, like, it just dragged needlessly. And we knew that these last episodes were going to be them setting up for the war with the Pikes and seeing which of the syndicates inevitably is going to betray them. But now we've really upped the stakes here by possibly bringing Mando back into things. Because you know once he's involved, shit's going to go down. Because it always does, whether he likes it or not. So let's not delay any longer, because God knows I don't need another spoiler on this. So let's get started and see the return of Mando. And play. Yay, meat. Chunks of large, disgusting-looking meat. He's back, bitches! Mando's back! Looking extra shiny, too, considering he's been in a meat locker. So he's gonna have a fight montage like in Rocky?
He owes someone important money. Who? That's not my business. I'm here to bring him in.
Well, if I see him, I'll let him know.
We're gonna do it that way, huh?
Him right now.
Looks to me like you're surrounded.
Their funeral.
I can bring you in warm,
But you're already cold.
or I can bring you in cold.
Considering he's already a ladder. Ooh!
Okay.
Nice. Wondering if he'd incorporate that into his arsenal.
Ooh.
We got Jedi Mando now. So he doesn't use the Force.
Ooh.
Hi, fucking yeah!
You're half the thing you used to be.
Ooh. Run away! Run away! You guys too. I don't think you want to stay here. Y'all really want to try.
Your boss is dead. I'm here to collect on his bounty. There's a pile of New Republic credits in there that I have no right to. If you do me the honor of letting me pass, you all can help yourselves to whatever you think you deserve from your former employer.
I mean, come on, I bet you all don't even have a union. That's right, scooch over. Money! At least they're smart. Oof, he's limping. Wow, it's only been, a few minutes already? This is way better than the entire series.
Gee, I wonder why.
So he's just right back to bounty hunting then? Just going back to same old, same old?
I guess when the proper series starts up again, we'll fill in the gaps. What is this, Halo?
Look at that spaceport in Treasure Planet.
Hodor.
Is that a head you got there? It's chock full of heady goodness.
I'd like my reward and the information you promised. My business is my own. Where is it? Where is the closest
I'm limping
access
right
to
now.
Strata? You can keep your reward.
Pushy, pushy.
There's a bounty on this Platonian. If you won't give me the information, someone else will.
Sigh.
I'd put that on ice if I were you.
So we're gonna do a whole one-shot thing here. Is this gonna turn into 1917?
I don't think it's that bad. Oof. Yeah, you might want to put some peroxide on that.
Okay, it's not one shot anymore.
Figure they get him with a few spots his armor doesn't cover. So he turned on his Batman night vision. I guess his clan's new hideout. Oof. Yeah, easy there. And like the Death Star, there's no railings anywhere. Anybody can just trip and fall into the vacuum of space. Aha! Haven't seen her in a while.
Oof.
Tend to him.
She's a flesh wound.
What weapon caused such a wound?
This.
How's Visla? Bring it to me.
What? Wait. That's Vizsla? Wait, didn't he die? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
It is said one warrior will defeat 20, and the multitude will fall before it. If, however, it is not won in combat and falls into the hands of the undeserving, it will be a curse unto the nation. Mandalore will be laid to waste, and its people scattered to the four winds.
Is that why Bo-Katan lost it?
The hilt is of a quality of Beskar I have never seen before. I have met Jedi.
Then you have completed your quest.
I have.
Then you may join our covert as we rebuild.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that he took off his helmet.
Yeah. Don't you think he'd be less inclined, given he knows now they're kind of like an extremist cult in a way?
Where did you come upon the Darksaber? I defeated Moff Gideon. Did you kill him? No.
He's too awesome to
Sent off
die.
to the New Republic for interrogation.
Where did you come upon the Beskar spear?
It was the gift of a Jedi. I used it to defeat Moff Gideon.
It can also pierce Beskar armor. Its mere existence puts Mandalorians at risk. Mandalorian steel is meant for armor, not weapons.
Why not?
Then forge it into armor.
I think you have enough armor,
Darksaber
dude.
is a more noble weapon for you to wield.
Have you ever heard of Bo-Katan Kryze?
Bo-Katan is a cautionary tale. She once laid claim to rule Mandalore based purely on blood and the sword you now possess. But it was gifted to her and not won by creed.
True.
Bo-Katan Kryze was born of a mighty house, but they lost sight of the way. Her rule ended in tragedy. They lost their way, and we lost our world.
I guess it's right what they say about the Darksaber then.
Had our sect not been cloistered on the moon of Concordia, we would have not survived the Great Purge. Those born of Mandalore strayed away from the path. Eventually, the Imperial interlopers destroyed all that we knew and loved in the Night of 1,000 Tears.
Jeez. That makes all those battles before seem kind of pointless now when you think about it.
What shall I forge?
Something for a foundling.
This is the way.
This is the way.
For a specific foundling.
Wait.
Grogu.
He's no longer in your care.
I want to see him. Make sure he's safe.
In order to master the ways of the Force, Jedi must forego all attachment.
That is the opposite of our creed. Loyalty and solidarity are the way.
Yeah, technically he was a Mandalorian before he was a Jedi. So, loophole? So he got a little Grogu armor. Aw, it's gonna be adorable. You're gonna get a suit of armor. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. It's so tiny.
So does Mando have a new ship yet?
I think. He has to have some way of traveling. Assuming that those things are made of Beskar. Whoa!
Fighting against the blade.
It gets heavier with each move.
That is because you are fighting against the blade. You should be fighting against your opponent. Stand up.
See, they kept that continuity.
Maybe the Darksaber belongs in someone else's hands.
Maybe.
It was forged by my ancestor, founder of House Vizsla.
And now it belongs to me.
And now I will win it from you.
Knew this was coming.
Do you agree to this duel, Din Djarin?
I do.
I mean, he didn't really want it to begin with, let's be honest here. Oh, I see. We're doing this with that jetpacks, huh? So if you fall, you fall. Yeah, that's smart. That dinky little thing.
Fate has brought this blade back to my clan. And now fate will end yours.
I mean, dude, you got it. You don't have to kill him.
It is done. House Vizsla, have you ever removed your helmet?
No,
Has it ever been removed by others?
never.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Din Djarin,
Oh no.
have you ever removed your helmet? Have you ever removed your helmet? By creed, you must vow.
I have.
Then you are a Mandalorian no more.
Psst.
I
Your
beg
version
for
of
your
Mandalorian.
forgiveness. How can I atone?
According to creed, one may only be redeemed in the living waters beneath the mines of Mandalore.
But the mines have all been destroyed.
This is the way.
Fine, I don't want to be in your stupid club anyway. Stupid. Kind of weird she brings that up now, though.
Yeah,
Like, that kind of felt forced.
it really did.
He's like, Mando was about to win again, and it's like, we gotta have a reason to throw him out, so... Okay. I think given how smaller numbers are, they'd be a little less picky about the rules.
You're going to have to remove your weapons.
Oops.
I'm a Mandalorian. Weapons are part of my religion.
I'm sorry, sir. You can't board a commercial flight with your weapons. If you wish to discuss this with my supervisor, I will gladly book you on tomorrow's flight.
This is gonna take all day.
I know everything that's in there.
Proceed.
If I know typical airlines, that's gonna get sent to Honolulu.
Drinks, peanuts.
I hope he's flown first class. Dude needs a ship, though. Badly. The fuck you looking at? Well, at least he's not screaming. Aww. He misses his little boy. He even looks like his head. That's cute. Now we get to Tatooine.
Finally.
How far are we in? Like 20 minutes or something? Nearly half an hour. That's half the episode. Not that I'm complaining per se, but...
You know, for a show called The Book of Boba Fett.
Whew, at least he didn't lose his stuff. I got worried for a moment. Hey, Princess Carolyn.
Treadwell, get in there and move that engine block so I can blast it. You can't say no, you're a droid. What is this, a democracy all of a sudden? Hawkeye? Right, thought so. Okay, it's not here. Maybe it ran...
Oh god. Kill it. Jesus. New York rats, man, they're vicious.
Entrance. Oh, baby? You good?
Oh, just a BD unit.
Aw.
Boy. Hey, look at
Same that was in Fallen Order.
It's like, why do I always have to save your
Well,
ass?
the pleasure. Here to slay another dragon? Chasing down some elusive bounty?
I got your message.
Message? What message?
You said you found me a replacement for the Razor Crest.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I said. That's what I do. I've been working my butt off. Yeah, it's free of cash.
It's right here.
Mind if I count it? Not that I trust you. Just want to make sure you don't give me too much.
This.
Hey, droids, make yourself useful. So, where's your unlikely companion?
I returned him to his own kind.
Why the hell would you do that? I could have made good money off that thing. Open a petting zoo.
God.
Where's the ship?
It's an old Naboo,
Where's the Razor Crest?
I never said I had a Razor Crest. I said I had a replacement for a Razor Crest. This is an N1 starfighter, handmade for the Royal Guard and commissioned personally by the Queen of Naboo.
This is a pile of junk.
Do you want your credits back?
Yes.
No skin off my dip swap. Droids, bring this lovely man his money. Sorry to waste your time. Okay?
I'm sure you have plenty of ships just lined up.
I know she doesn't look like much, but you got here a lot earlier than I expected, and I didn't get a chance to finish. I mean, clearly you can see I've got all the parts right here. All has a
Which you just
home.
casually throw to the ground.
It's like a family of scurriers. It's not just what best. You know how hard it is to find all original parts from way back in the Galactic Republic? I mean, these are all handmade. No droids. And not only that, what I'm going to do, just because I like you, is I'm going to add on some custom modifications that'll make her faster than a 5-year. And because this baby's pre-Empire, she's off the grid. And did I mention she could jump into hyperspace with no docking ring? I mean, come on! You gotta see the potential!
Kind of surprising it can do that, but I guess she modified it.
I'm telling you, Mando, you gotta believe me. This ship's a classic.
So she's basically trying to sell him a modified Model T.
Going.
I mean, what other choice does he have?
Yeah. Just a little. No, a little higher.
Jesus.
Where did you get this?
It's brand new. Well, Jawa new.
Jawas had a Turbonic Venturi assimilator from a Galactic Republic era starfighter?
Well, they didn't
You're really
have it.
surprised?
They got it.
The stuff they hoard, man.
Tatooine is a garden of many bounties.
I don't understand.
I gave them a list.
The parts.
Yeah.
And they find them for you.
I don't ask, they don't tell. They give me what I ask for in exchange. I let them pick through my dumpster.
Can I meet them?
Yeah, sure. Dated a Jawa for a while. They're quite furry. Very furry.
Oh, God. How does that work?
I don't want to think about it.
If I give them a list of parts, could they get them for me?
They said make a wish list and they'll see what's available.
Okay, I'm looking for mostly bolt-on aftermarket speed mods. This is all hand-built custom. I'm guessing we need vintage hyperware if it's going to fit this antique.
Listen to you. Don't worry about the shape and size. Just get the parts you want, the specs you need, and I'm going to make it work, all right? I dated a Jawa. I know what I'm doing. I'm working on me right now. Just go find the parts.
So Jawas are basically Tatooine's version of Amazon?
I'd say more like Craigslist.
I guess. So based on their dialogue, I guess the Empire became overly reliant on droids. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
Droids are better than people in some regards.
It's the one with a hole on the end that curves this way. I think I saw ones before over there in that pile near the circulators. There you go. I always knew you were the smart one. Don't be jealous.
Wouldn't be surprised if that was the same ship Anakin used to blow
I
up
was about to say. Because of course it would be.
I imagine after the whole battle in Naboo, they probably put it on display, you know, showing the hero that blew up the space station and saved Naboo.
And you can access it by using this kinesio switch right here. You hit this button, you're going to evacuate your exhaust manifold, if you know what I mean.
Technobabble, technobabble, technobabble.
Thanks, little guy.
Oh, it's so cute. It only cost $15.95.
On this baby.
You give me a Razor Crest, you can have it right back.
Oh, Bantha did all. These are a lot harder to come by than some plain old Razor Crest.
To be fair, there's not a lot of room to maneuver. It's like he's trading in a minivan for a convertible.
Left
Like, this'll get him places, but, you know, how are you supposed to hold a bounty?
Unless he just sticks him in carbonite and drags him behind the ship.
Where did they get a cryogenic density combustion booster?
Do you really want to know? I got it. They said they crawled under a Pike Spice runner and crimped it off while they were refueling.
Oh.
Gutsy little fellas.
Let me tell you something. Pikes do not mess around. Ever since the mutant spice in the system, everything's gone to hell. Everyone's afraid of them, and law enforcement won't even go near them.
Is this how we're gonna drag him into the plot? You're gonna see his ship and assume he stole their parts.
Look bad.
Ooh, shiny. Not bad. Not a lot of room, but take what you can get, I guess.
What happened to the droid port?
I hogged it out. You know, I figured with your disposition, you'd want to forego the astromech.
I guess it's better he doesn't have the astromech thing. I guess that's where he can put his passenger in. So it's a little bit more room.
Think she's ready?
Ready as she'll ever be. Start
I
her
hope
up.
so.
Really?
Yeah, start her up.
Hope you don't crash. I'm wondering if they can even run off the same fuel, or like a modern fuel or whatever, unless they still use the same fuel.
Well, see what she can do.
Shouldn't we run a diagnostic first?
I can hear her. She's purring. Set her up.
Diagnostics are for pussies. Okay, so far so good.
Engaging forward drives. She handles a little bumpy.
You're used to a gunship, but she's a starfighter, so fly her like one.
Okay, I'll open her up.
Ugh. Jesus.
Loki!
Ludicrous speed, go! Ah! You might not want to fly around the mountains.
Some teamwork.
Controls are real snappy. How's the maneuverability?
You tell me. Point your navigational disposition between the two suns. You'll come up to Beggar's Canyon.
This is like a video game tutorial.
How's the handling?
Tight. She drives like a rail speeder.
What did I tell you?
Giggity.
Laser crest.
Let's see what she's got.
Whee! But I feel like this is gonna play out like Iron Man.
They're on the same,
I guess. Maybe they just didn't get off at Tatooine. There's a Mandalorian on the side of the wing. I'm gonna be sick.
Very.
Oh my god. Ugh.
oh, these guys again.
Run your beacon for me in one.
Was I doing something wrong, officer?
You're not allowed to fly that fast next to a commercial ship.
You're also operating without a beacon. I'm gonna need you to run one for us.
Sorry, officer. I got a little carried away there.
We're gonna need to see your title tabs.
Oh god.
Yeah, sorry, officer, but my transmitter isn't hooked up yet. I'll head right back.
Back to Mos Eisley and get it sorted out. One thing before you go.
Yes?
Your voices, my familiar.
You again!
Fly a Razor Crest?
I think you have the wrong guy, officer.
That ship showed up on a transponder while back in Navarro in an incident involving Imperial remnants. You mind answering a few questions?
Sir, step out the car. Lay up!
How did it jump?
It didn't power up its hyperdrives. Are we reporting this?
You want to go back to base? Fill out reports all day?
No, sir.
Like always hits the speed zones and gets pulled over.
How was it?
Wizard.
Those J-type bolts that just...
Did you really just make a freaking Anakin reference?
Oh, by the way, an old friend of yours dropped by, said she was looking for you.
A friend of mine?
Don't worry. I told her I didn't know where you were. Then I locked her out and engaged the hangar security system.
She tell you her name?
Fennec.
I thought you said that the hangar security system was a...
Hey.
About time we get into this.
We're only, what, 40 minutes in at this point?
Looking for work?
Might could be.
We need muscle.
Boba Fett.
He sure would appreciate it.
Tell him it's on the house. But first,
Yeah,
pay a visit to a little friend.
he does kind of owe Boba.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, that was the best episode of Mandalorian ever. Best first episode of season 3, but a terrible episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Well, I don't know, best or worst? What do you think?
Of which?
Of Boba Fett.
Clearly the worst, because we don't even see Boba Fett. Fennec Shand doesn't even get into the action until like the last couple minutes.
But on the other hand, this is the most we've enjoyed an episode so far.
What does that say about the Book of Boba Fett itself? Wow, you have so little faith in your own product that you have to do a whole Mandalorian episode.
Were they doing this to get out of the way so they can jump into the action in the 3rd season? Is that why? Because, like, again, this could have been chopped down so much. I enjoyed this, don't get me wrong. It was nice to pick up Mando's story again, see what happened after he handed off Grogu, and see what happened with his clan, and see him get a new ship and everything. I just wish they did that in The Mandalorian. With this, it's like, you could have just started with him showing up on Tatooine to get his new ship, and then just have Fennec pick him up. I don't think we needed the rest of that, did we?
No.
Like, unless it's gonna be important in the next few episodes of Boba Fett.
This really pads things out with the shipbuilding. Like, there's world building, and then there's going and doing what George Lucas would have done, which is not a good thing.
And, like, I don't want to diss on this, because I like Bryce Howard's style of directing and everything, but it's the same problem as the other episodes. It is so needlessly padded. Because, again, they could have taken half of the content, well, more like 3/4 of the content, let's admit, and just stuck it in the first episode of season 3. It did not need it to be part of this.
It's like you've taken all the wrong lessons from comic crossovers, a whole bunch of the Marvel stuff, which obviously is comic related, and made it so that, oh, you have to watch this in order to understand what we're going to be doing later in the other series.
So it's basically turning into the MCU.
It really is.
Alright, well, okay. Putting aside the fact that this was clearly not an episode of the Book of Boba Fett, the episode itself was pretty good. Like, pretty decent. It starts things off good with him doing the bounty, like we know him to do, whipping out the saber, him reuniting with the clan and everything. Then it starts to kind of teeter a bit, because again, he had the fight over the saber, the needless reveal about him having removed his helmet and then being forced to leave his clan, and then him having to pretty much hitchhike his way over to Tatooine to get a new ship, and then that whole long montage of them actually building the ship. Then, of course, you know, the seamless way that they tied this in with Boba Fett. Like I said, the episode itself was fine. There are parts I liked, but the big issue here, quite obviously, is the fact that this is not a Book of Boba Fett episode. Boba doesn't even show up.
The most we have is Fennec.
Yeah.
That's it. And I mean, granted, what it clearly is to get Din Djarin into the series proper of Book of Boba Fett, have him there for the climax. But you really could have gone about this better. Clearly, 7 episodes is too much for you. It really should have been 6.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking, really. Like, I guess, again, they were trying to capitalize on The Mandalorian, knowing people would definitely tune in to watch him again. But to make his intro the entire length of the episode, he could have explained everything in, like, probably 5 lines of dialogue with the mechanic, and it would have been completely sufficient. We did not need to see every single thing.
No. Not to mention, we get a lot of confusing things in here. Well, first off, there's that one shot scene from the elevator to the collecting the bounty to going back on the elevator, going down to, meet with the other Mandalorians. That didn't really need to be a thing.
I love how they're trying to sucker him into another side quest and he's just having none of it.
For some reason, they want him to join them for their meal. Okay?
Well, to be fair, he's one of the few Mandalorians left around. They probably consider it a novelty to be in his presence. So I imagine that's part of the reason why he didn't want to hang out is because, he doesn't need people gawking at him, asking these obvious stupid questions and whatnot. And then the fact that he was fucking injured on top of it. But yeah, that scene was just like, it dragged, but it also went by quick and was needless.
Yep. Yep, absolutely.
I guess that's the series in a nutshell when you think about
Yep.
it.
Obviously, there are people who have not seen Clone Wars and Rebels, so they don't really know much about the Darksaber, and the Mandalorian proper did not really do much in the way of explaining it. So, in that sense, yes, that needs to be there for anybody who did not see those to understand the Darksaber, to understand the story.
But again, that could have been left for an episode of The Mandalorian. We don't really need to know about it for Book of Boba Fett. I mean,
We might.
You sure about that?
You never know. We think that we don't, and then something happens, and we wind up having to eat our words. So who knows? I'm not gonna immediately jump to that conclusion that we didn't need to know, because maybe we do. Maybe it does become a part of the thing. I'm gonna say they're gonna have Boba Fett join up with Mando on his quest to go to the mines of Mandalore.
Like, I can see them maybe doing that later on after he's dealt with this shit.
That's what I'm saying. When the series proper of The Mandalorian comes back, they'll, have Boba Fett back, and this'll explain why.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not saying it is gonna happen, but it very much feels like it is. It feels like it's going that way. Yeah.
That would make sense, and that would be perfectly fine, if he's just sitting comfy on his throne, and this will give him a little bit of adventure to go on. But yeah, I'm just, trying to think here, because I don't even think Mando's going to be meeting up with Boba right away, because he mentioned he was going to see Grogu first, I guess, to deliver the armor. Actually, how does he even know where he is?
I'm not sure. I don't know, because really I thought he was just stopping at Tatooine just for getting the new ship.
Well, yeah, obviously that, but he mentioned to, his clan leader he wanted to see Grogu.
Right.
So I imagine, once he got ship, that was going to be the first thing he goes.
No, I figured Tatooine was just originally going to be a stop-off. But, I mean, I'd say there's no real time limit on finding Grogu and, giving him the armor. I would imagine that Mando's going to do this, the climax of Boba Fett first, and then go to Grogu, and then go to the mines.
I mean, logically that makes sense, but something tells me that he's probably going to, hang out, off-world until, the very last minute when they're in, dire straits, and then all of a sudden he comes busting in with his supersonic speed and just, fucking annihilates everybody.
Could be.
Han Solo style.
I mean, that's kind of what happened in Mandalorian with Boba.
Yeah. It'd be a nice reversal of that. It's like poetry. It's like they rhyme. This episode, man.
I am so conflicted on this. It's
like, on the one hand, we're getting Mandalorian. That's a good thing. We're getting answers to questions we've had since the end of Season 2. But it's not in the right way. This is not what we want right now in terms of Book of Boba Fett. Because, I mean, we've already had our issues with how this has been going so far, and we've been praying that the last 3 episodes will turn it around somehow, but instead, it's like, okay, we just finished the flashbacks. We're done with that. Now we can focus on the main plot. Oh, wait. Let's shift over to Mando now. Forget the main plot for a while. It's like the series gets bored with its own premise.
Yeah. I feel like they wrote themselves into a hole that they didn't quite know how to get out of, so they're like, you know what, everybody likes the Mandalorian more. Why don't we bring him back in so that people actually like this show?
It's like, people like backstory, right? People like fan service, right? People like Mandalorian, right? Let's just throw that all together and hope nobody notices this weak, thin plot. So, yeah.
It's we were supposed to be getting Boba Fett. We were supposed to be getting more on him, and we're barely getting that as it is, and then this episode just completely not even in the episode.
Actually, you know what? Something I'd love to see, I don't know if this will happen, it might, but it would be awesome if it did. Mandalorian versus Machete. Assuming that he was planted there by the Hutts for the reason we think he was, it would be awesome to see a one-on-one battle with those two. Like, that'd be the battle for the ages.
Could be.
But we'll have to wait and see. For now, A for being a Mandalorian plot, F for being a Boba plot. We have 2 more episodes, so I assume we're getting right back to regular things. I assume. Like, if they follow him out to meet with Grogu, I'm going to be really confused and kind of angry.
At least in this series.
Right.
Yeah.
But until next time, I'm Kat MacBerrie.
I'm Doug MacBerrie.
And remember, we can bring you in warm, or we can bring you in cold, or we can bring you into another series.